I know we're kicking the tires on some wide receivers.
You about to say the D word.
I'm about to say the D word. Here it comes. Because I have been so anti-Dez Bryant ever since he was released. And then we would get asked constantly on this show, whether it be by callers, whether it be on the Twitter questions, whether it be brought up by this cast on whether or not the Eagles should pursue the best free agent wide receiver available, which is Dez Bryant. And I have been adamantly against it. Because I think Dez Bryant is not a great teammate. I don't think Dez Bryant is a great locker room presence. I don't think Dez Bryant's got a whole lot left in the tank. But all that being said, and having said all that, I think it's time we bring Dez Bryant in. I think it's time we sign Dez Bryant and give him a shot. And here's why. Because 2 weeks ago, Dez Bryant's interest and the Eagles' interest didn't align. But as we stand here right now, our interests are more aligned than they were 2 weeks ago. If I'm talking to Dez Bryant, I'm saying this. Let's be honest, dude. You ain't doing nothing right now besides sitting on the couch and getting into Twitter arguments with Skip Bayless. You come to the Philadelphia Eagles. You have the opportunity to play with Carson Wentz, who is better than Dak Prescott. You have the opportunity to pursue a Super Bowl, which you didn't even so much as sniff when you were with the Cowboys. You have the opportunity to get revenge on your former team, which you tweeted out was important to you when you were released. We still have yet to play the Cowboys twice. You get the opportunity for revenge. Carson Wentz, the opportunity for a Super Bowl, the opportunity at revenge. But more importantly than any of that, and I know you're not going to want to hear this, and I know it's going to be a bitter pill to swallow, but if you don't play this season, your career might as well be finished. Because if they don't want you right now, who the hell's going to want you in 2019? And you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at other wide receivers who have been labeled as bad character or bad locker room guys in the past. Terrell Owens, when the league decided that his production on the field was no longer worth the headache that he had in the locker room, despite pleas and cries and begging for any organization to give you an opportunity, nobody did. Career over. Look at Chad Johnson. He was released by the Dolphins, albeit for a wrong reason. Domestic violence should not be tolerated, and actually the NFL should come down harder on it. But when Chad Ochocinco was released from the Dolphins, the NFL decided that his production on the field was no longer worth the headache in the locker room. If you, Dez Bryant, don't put a name on the back of a jersey and put a helmet on and prove to the rest of the league that you are not only productive on the field and you've still got a lot left to show on the field, but that you can be a locker room guy and a team leader outside of the lines, then your football career might as well be over. What the Philadelphia Eagles would offer you is a chance to contend for a Super Bowl, play with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and get revenge on your old team. But more importantly than all that, they are offering you an opportunity to extend your football career. And that's more important than anything. If you don't want to do it for the Eagles, that's fine. Do it for yourself. Because I know you think you got screwed by the Cowboys. I know you think you're a good teammate. And I know you think you got a lot left in the tank. But until you prove it, and if you don't prove it this year, your career might as well be over. And if I'm talking to the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm saying to you, look, any viable option at the wide receiver position is going to cost you an asset. It's going to cost you a pick, it's going to cost you a player, or a combination of both. The cheapest way to get out of this problem is to go on the streets and find the best that's available. Is Kenny Britt doing anything for you?
Oh, my God.
We're just DGB in this thing all over again. Oh. Is Jordan Matthews really doing anything for you? Sure, he's got a rapport with Carson, but he's just a guy who can't stay healthy, who wasn't really all that great to begin with. The best thing to do is to bring Dez Bryant in and offer him a contract that's filled with incentives that if he plays up to a certain level, then he makes bank. And then he proves to the rest of the league that he's still got it and he can still play. 2 weeks ago, there was no way that Eagles should sign Dez Bryant was going to come flying out of my mouth. Right now, no, I'm not Josh Gordon this thing. I truly believe it. And if the Eagles are truly interested in investing and protecting their star quarterback that is coming off of injury, you have to give him receivers that are going to get open, catch the ball, move the chains, and prevent Carson Wentz from doing what Nick Foles was doing, which is getting happy feet in the pocket and patting the ball. Boys and girls, Eagles fans, I think it's time we throw up the X.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's time we throw up the X.
That entire time you were speaking, I agree with what you're saying and the whole motive behind it. Because I think, personally, that, going back to what I was saying earlier, I want another outside receiver. And I think Dez would fit that role, and I think he's the best option available right now. But that entire time you were talking to me, I couldn't help but see you, envisioning you up on the ladder doing the beer bong baptisms and throwing up the X. It brought something up in my mouth.
Plus, it'd be awesome just to troll Cowboys fans. Let's be honest.